This vase is unusual because it has these, ridges on it, but typically it's just, round surface.
And
And
what
you
would
have,
they use this for?
nobody knows. They say it was an ointment jar. It was for spices. Who the heck knows? What my analysis shows, they were not made using hand tools.
What are some speculations as to other methods they could have used that would be not as exotic as some people's theories?
Well, because I'm a nuclear scientist, I have a very exotic theory of my own. Because there is a joke when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right? So because I'm a nuclear scientist, I'm thinking, well, let's go with Hancock and say there was an advanced civilization way back when. I don't know, aliens or Atlantis, and I don't really care. But what is clear to me is this civilization wouldn't have used the same machining techniques we're using. I think it's silly to think that someone far more advanced than we are was using the same laces and end mills. So my speculation is whatever that advanced civilization was, they probably mastered nuclear technology. And as such, they use nuclear machining. And nuclear machining is not new. In fact, we use it in electron microscopes and in circuits manufacturing. There are ion beams. So you can etch, let's say you can etch silicon with ion beams. You can strip layers of materials with ion beams. But we cannot make like an entire part using ion beams because we don't have the power yet. But if an advanced civilization mastered nuclear science to a greater degree than we have, so who is not to say that they couldn't get enough power to have a very powerful ion beam to strip off layers of material? So that's the hypothesis that I'm entertaining, and that's the hypothesis I'm looking to examine when I look at the spots. So if I put it under electron microscope or under some of the other spectrometers that I have in my laboratory, I should be able to see traces of this nuclear process.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm interested in. Whether I find it or not, it's anybody's guess. But one thing we did not find when we looked at the spots, we didn't find any traces of copper. So the common theory that these were made using copper or bronze tools and just doesn't hold water, according to my analysis, because I haven't found like a single copper atom on it. And I'm exaggerating a little bit. There is a little bit of copper everywhere, but I didn't find enough of it to show up on any of the spectra. And you'd expect if this was cut using copper tools, you'd expect to find some, but we didn't. We did find traces of other metals like iron and titanium, but not enough to be attributed to ablation from the end mill or from the bits of the instrument that was cutting. And that's what made me think that maybe some other technique was used, maybe like nuclear machining, because these samples are remarkably clean.